Alright guys, I'm here with a bit of information for Dragon Ball Legends. So, the Dragon Ball Legends Reveals and Stuff number 33 has just ended, and with it, we now know a lot of the things that we're going to be getting for the GT campaign. So, just getting right into it, one of the first things that we're going to be getting is another Zenkai, and that unit is none other than the red Sparking Omega Shenron. I have to specify Sparking because there is also the red Ultra Omega Shenron, but that unit is not getting the Zenkai, it's the Sparking unit. So, he will be getting a Zenkai, and they actually gave us a few details of what he's capable of doing. So, it shows activate powerful effects when using a vanishing step, such as increasing arts card draw speed, nullifying enemy special cover changes for a set period, and drawing a special arts card. So, again, that's obviously not all of his abilities, but just some of what we can expect when this Zenkai drops, which I don't know if it's going to be dropping tomorrow when we get the new banner, or if it's going to be dropping sometime next week. I don't know. But at the very least, we do know that the red Sparking Omega Shenron will be getting a Zenkai unit. Now, even though we did get a bunch of other information, like, you know, some events will be coming through and whatnot, I really do want to focus on the main thing, which are the brand new units. So, I did record my reaction to all that information, so check out my reaction first, and then we'll break down all of it. Oh, they're playing Don, of course. Let's see. Yep, it is him. It's Tom Boy. Like, you see it in the middle. It's him. Okay, EX Trunks. That art is actually pretty nice. Not bad. Gone. Gone. Oh, okay. Wait, they're a tag unit? Oh, it's an assist unit. Oh, it's been so long since we've had a new assist unit. Okay. She has blast armor. Wow. Okay. Okay, wait. Wait, hold on. That's actually kind of cool. That's actually kind of clean. No, all right, Goku. Show us that heat. Show us that heat. Yes, sir. That's that fire. Man, like, I'm really hoping that this Goku is good, though, because GT needs as much help as they can get. Yep, Legends Limited Goku. Nice art. Nice art. Gone. Gone. Bro, show us the spirit. Bro. Gone. Like, it took so long for us to finally get this as an LF unit. It took so... Enough with Shenron? Wait, okay, nah. Nice touch. Really, really nice touch. I was not expecting anything like that to happen. Nice touch at the end. So yes, we're gonna be receiving a brand new Sparking Pan, Trunks, and Giru assist unit. This is, in technicality, our first, like, trio of sorts. Like, they're not a tag unit, but you guys get what I mean. It's 3 characters fighting at once in a sense, I guess. But anyway, so we're getting them, and then of course we are getting LF Kid Goku from Dragon Ball GT. Obviously, when he used, apparently now officially known as the Super Ultra Spirit Bomb against Omega Shenron, that ended up destroying him. So yeah, I'm excited for these units, but let's actually break down what they can do. So starting off with Pan, Trunks, and Giru. It says Pan, Trunks, and Giru assist. Sparking, they're a yellow melee type, which is honestly kind of nice right now because, personally speaking, I've been using mono yellow a lot, but yellow units are kind of up because of Ultra UI Saiyan Goku, which ironically, because of the tags, which are Sun Family, Girls, Hybrid, Saiyan, GT, and Vegeta Clan, guess who you can pair this unit up with? Ultra UI Saiyan Goku, because he's on Sun Family. So there's that. Anyway, Z ability 3, plus 30% to tag GT, tag Hybrid Saiyan, or tag Sun Family base strike and blast attack, and plus 15% to tag GT base strike defense during battle. Unique abilities, has a special cover change against strike arts, comboable with special move arts. So, of course, you know the usual thing. They have strike cover, you can follow up with their special move, and you should be good to go from there. Moving on to, more unique abilities. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Plus 90% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Plus 30% to special move damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. -5 to arts cost, cannot be cancelled. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level, cannot be cancelled. Actually really good. So, really good damage buffs from the beginning. Not only that, all of your arts costs are knocked down by 5, so they'll be easier to execute, and you get permanent card draw speed. So that's fantastic, right? And then continuing, applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 90% to damage inflicted, cannot be stacked, cannot be cancelled. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 timer counts, activates once. So, by default, they're literally advertising that for this unit, they need to lead off the battle. There's no way around that. If you have this unit, they need to start off in the battle. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this unit is going to work. But what we do know so far is they're going to have a lot of card draw speed and they're going to be dealing a lot of damage. Anyway, so it shows the following effects occur if there are 3 battle members remaining. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover to self for 10 timer counts. So again, even further emphasis that you need to lead off with this unit at the beginning of battle, and you get effects such as nullifying cover change, which is good. Anyway, special arts. Randomly draws 1 new card. Destroys, or I read it as destroys, restores own key by 50, and plus 50% to next arts damage inflicted cannot be stacked. So, pretty simplistic. The only thing is, even though you randomly draw 1 new card, that card can be anything. So, it would be, for example, right? Let's say that you're in the midst of a combo, right? And you pop your special skill, right? You restore your key, you raise your damage, but then it draws another special skill, right? Now, don't get me wrong, it's not necessarily detrimental, right? Like, you'd be able to store more key if you use it again, but more than likely that would drop your combo. So, it's not bad, it's just something that you have to look out for. But the fact that you do draw a card and it's random does at least give you some element of surprise to utilize against your opponent, because then they can't just, randomly throw in a unit to predict a cover change, right? If it was a guaranteed blast arts card or like a guaranteed strike arts card. So there's that. Okay, now moving on to the main ability. It says draw the ultimate arts card Trinity combo next, which again, it's crazy knowing that this is technically our quote-unquote first like trio unit. Still really cool though, still really cool. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own health by 30% and key by 50. Nullifies own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions for 20 timer counts. Requirements: 25 timer counts must elapse. So, if I'm not mistaken, this ultimate attack did have blast armor, because it showed it like during like the gameplay and all that stuff. So it'll have blast armor, which is good. You draw more cards, which is also really good. And then you restore your health, you restore your key, you nullify attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. Like, that's fantastic. I don't see anything wrong with that main ability whatsoever. Except for one thing, I wish it nullified endurance, but I mean, obviously not every unit can have that ability, so it's fine. Moving on to ultimate arts, deals massive impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation. Plus 40% to ultimate damage inflicted for 3 timer counts, applies attribute upgrade, minus 20% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 timer counts. The following effects occur on hit, reduces enemy key by 70, inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, plus 30% to damage received for 20 timer counts, blast armor when charging forward. So that's the confirmation of the blast armor. And you also get key. And they deal more damage to the opponent because of the plus 30% to damage received. So, and that's obviously beyond just the ultimate attack, right? So even after the ult, right, you still have a good amount of timer counts to deal more damage towards the opponent, which is good. Again, I see no issue with that ultimate attack at all. I really don't see anything. I mean, obviously being able to nullify endurance would be nice, but obviously not every unit can have that. They still deal really good damage with it, and that's what matters. Unique abilities. The following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. Restores own health by 15%, activates 5 times. Applies the following effects to self after enemy attack is over. Restores health by 10%, activates 5 times. Plus 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, so that's pretty good.
Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 timer counts every time the enemy uses a special move, ultimate, or awakened arts card while this character is on the battlefield. Activates 3 times. So, again, there's like being able to nullify unfavorable element factors in any scenario is always going to be a good thing. And it helps even more so that it's for damage sustained, obviously. So, at the very least, this unit should have some sort of survivability against red units, which is going to help out a lot because what is one red unit that people are on the lookout for right now? Transforming Beast Gohan, right? Extremely powerful unit. That special move is ridiculously powerful, and especially when his unique gauge is full before he transforms, it can be an absolute nightmare. So being able to at least take that hit or even a few hits from that unit is a good thing at the end of the day. Because again, it activates 3 times, so there's multiple opportunities for this unit to potentially tank that hit while being element neutral against Transforming Beast Gohan. And then we finally get to special arts. Increases own Dragon Balls by 1, activates once. So you pop a special skill, you get a Dragon Ball. Applies attribute upgrade, shortens substitution count by 3 to self for 15 timer counts, cannot be stacked. Plus 20% to damage inflicted by allies for 20 timer counts. So not only does she have good offensive abilities, but she also has decent support abilities as well, so that's good. Unique abilities. The following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards, activates 3 times. Times where 4 cards are held are also counted as activations. So you want to make sure that you are very, very careful when you utilize, okay, so it says the following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. So when you swap out this unit, you want to make sure that you pretty much don't have any cards in your hand. That's pretty much what this thing is saying, because if you swap them out and you have a full hand, then that swap still counts. So in order to not waste that activation, if you're going to swap out of this unit, make sure that they have darn near no cards, or at the very least 3 or fewer, just to be able to take advantage of that ability. Anyway, shortens own substitution count by 2, activates twice, restores ally key by 20, and reduces enemy Dragon Balls by 1, activates once. So again, you can strip away a Dragon Ball from the opponent, which will stall them from using Rise and Rush. You get to restore some key, you get to shorten your own sub count, which is fantastic. Pretty good. Applies the following effects to allies when this character is defeated. Restores health by 10%, 25% to damage inflicted cannot be cancelled, 25% to key recovery cannot be cancelled. So, again, it really sounds like for this unit in particular, you want them to lead off in the battle, you want them to be able to tank a few hits, potentially sabotage the opponent a little bit, but also, to an extent, it would also be beneficial to have them be a sacrificial unit as well, because if you do so, your team gets buffed. So that's actually not bad. Like, it's kind of like a jack of all trades of sorts. So far, Pan, Trunks, and Giru are sounding kind of crispy. But putting them to the side, we have the main unit, and that is none other than the brand new Kid Goku. So, of course, it shows Goku, Legend Limited Sparking. He's a blue unit, which is very, very good right now, because with blue units, and especially with him being a defense type, that will really help against the likes of covering Pan, Trunks, and Giru from units such as Beast Gohan. Even though Beast Gohan is powerful and whatnot, and he has like ways of dealing damage even against blue units, still just having that initial element factor advantage against that unit is still very good. Anyway, tags our Sun Family, Saiyan, Kids, and GT. Z ability 3, plus 30% to tag GT, tag Sun Family, or tag Saiyan base strike and blast defense, and plus 15% to tag GT base blast attack during battle. Limited Z ability 3, increases the following stats of allies when this character is a battle member, plus 7% to base strike attack and defense, plus 7% to base blast attack and defense. So again, the limited Z ability, there's that. Anyway, moving on to unique abilities. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 40% to damage inflicted cannot be cancelled, activates twice. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 timer counts. Gradually restores own health each timer count for 15 timer counts. Plus 20% to damage inflicted by allied tag GT. for 20 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 5 to strike, blast, and special move arts cost for 5 timer counts. So, pretty much, what they're saying with this is this unit is going to be able to deal damage, right? He's going to be able to take a few hits, especially when he becomes element neutral. And then afterwards, he's going to be able to restore health. He gets even more damage or gives more damage to his team. Like, again, lots of viability, lots of versatility as well, which is going to help out a ton with this unit. Anyway, the following effects occur when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is on the battlefield. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 10% to strike and blast arts power. For 15 timer counts, activates once. Activation count resets after character switch. Restores own health by 3%, activates 10 times, and charges own unique gauge by 15%. So, pretty much what they're saying is, you don't want to hit this unit. Every single time that you hit this unit while they're on the battlefield, you're gonna charge the unique gauge, you're gonna restore a few of their health, obviously 3% up to 10 times, so a total of 30%. And then of course, you're going to weaken your actual arts cards. So you're going to be dealing less damage, you're going to be restoring Goku's health, and you're going to charge his unique gauge. So you want to be very, very careful when it comes down to comboing this unit because it could end up being detrimental in the long run. And that's not even all of what this unit can do. Continuing with the unique abilities. Applies the following effects to self when own health reaches 0, activates once. Restores health by 40%. On top of nullifying unfavorable element factors for damage sustained cannot be cancelled. This unit has endurance. So yeah, you want to be very, very careful when it comes down to messing with this unit. And in all honesty, you know what, I have something in mind concerning this unit and who he can pair up with, but I'll save that for later on in this video. But yeah, this unit has endurance. So again, all those abilities we were talking about earlier add endurance to the mix, and that's one unit you really don't want to start comboing. So there's that. Anyway, the following effects occur when an enemy activates an ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character is on the battlefield. Cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions, activates twice. Cancels enemies buff effects. Again, being able to cancel buff effects is extremely important. That means units, just obviously as an example, right? Units such as Ultra Vegito Blue, right? Or even Ultra Gogeta Blue, where they get endurance nullification when they activate Rising Rush, Goku nullifies that. So again, when it comes down to tanking Rising Rush, this unit is going to keep you safe. So you really want to make sure that if anybody is going to be activating Rising Rush, this unit is in as much as possible. Moving on, the following effects occur after enemy attack is over. Restores 30% of damage received up to 30% of own health. Reduces enemy ki by 20 and reduces enemies Dragon Balls by 1. Activates once. So, the Dragon Ball knockdown by 1 is good. It only happens once, but it's still better than nothing. So, and it says after enemy attack is over. So if you really want to prevent them from getting Rising Rush, throw them in, wait for the combo to end, and then you knock down a Dragon Ball. So that's good. But again, you also do restore 30% of damage received, and it's up to 30% of your own health, and then you also get, you reduce the enemy's ki by 20. So there's that ki reduction as well. Obviously, units that have ki protection may not be affected by that, but units that don't have that will be affected by it, so that's good. Has a special cover change against strike arts attacks, comboable with special move arts. So again, self-explanatory. Yeah, strike cover, you can follow up with a special move. Nothing really special about that. Unique abilities. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Plus 100% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Reduces damage received by 70%, cannot be cancelled. And increases arts card draw speed by 1 level, cannot be cancelled. So he gets really powerful buffs once the battle starts. But again, if you're running Pan, Trunks, and Giru, you still don't want to use this unit over them to lead off the battle with. Again, he'll have all those buffs at the ready, but you don't want to lead off with this unit. You still want to lead off with them, and you may want to save this unit as a last man standing unit. The following effects occur after enemy attack is over. Increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 20 timer counts. Okay, that's nice. Applies the following effects to itself every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card. Restores ki by 10 applies buff effect, nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover for 5 timer counts, activates once. Activation count resets after character switch. So, pretty much what they're saying is, you use Striker Blast, you get Ki, and you nullify cover change for 5 timer counts. Then every time you swap out this unit and bring it back in, then it resets. So, there's that. First combo, you can't cover change out of it. So, there's that. Alright, moving on with more unique abilities. There's a ton. Very slightly charges own unique gauge every time an ally uses a strike or blast arts card. So this unit's unique gauge is solely dependent on how your other units perform in battle. So you really got to make sure that you're dealing some sort of damage with your other like battle members, because if not, you could be in a bad spot. But for the most part though, I think you should be fine, especially with this unit being last man standing. There's going to be more opportunities for that gauge to fill up for sure. Applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full, activates once, restores health by 30% and Ki by 30, plus 30% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, increases Dragon Balls by 1, and these are new, enhances special move arts, enhances ultimate arts, and enhances main ability. I've never heard of a main ability getting enhanced. Wow, okay. So, yeah, apart from, you know, like getting a free Dragon Ball, getting your damage buffs, and also restoring your health and Ki, yeah, you get to enhance other abilities that Goku has. So, starting off with this special move arts getting enhanced. Deals massive impact damage, plus 40% to own special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. Applies the following effects to enemy on hit if this character's unique gauge is full. Reduces Ki by 100 and cancels attribute upgrades and buff effects. Again, very, very powerful ability to be able to nullify buff effects. Super powerful ability. On top of being able to cripple the opponent by stripping all of their Ki away. And that's still not the craziest part. We move on to the ultimate arts. Deals supreme impact damage. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Plus 50% to ultimate damage inflicted for 3 timer counts. Nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks for 3 timer counts. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 3 timer counts upon activation if this character's unique gauge is full. Blast armor during forward charge. So, pretty much, obviously it deals lots of damage. You get an extra damage buff for ultimate, and also you nullify endurance. I mean, obviously he's an elf unit, it would be crazy if he couldn't. And then, of course, if the gauge is full, you nullify your own unfavorable element factors. So that means that green units should also be aware of this unit. And we're still not done. We get to the final thing, the main ability. Draw the ultimate arts card, Super Ultra Spirit Bomb next, which that's the official name. I know we all call it Universal Spirit Bomb, but the official name apparently is Super Ultra Spirit Bomb. Restores own health by 25% and Ki by 50, cancels own attribute downgrades at abnormal conditions. Now, this is where that unique gauge being full really comes in handy, especially if he's last man standing and you're up against somebody else who's last man standing. The following effects occur to the number of defeated enemy battle members if this character's unique gauge is full. 0 or more battle members apply attribute upgrade minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects to self for 30 timer counts. 1 battle member inflicts all enemies with no switching for 3 timer counts, and 2 battle members reduces enemy vanishing gauge to 0. Requirements: 25 timer counts must elapse. So I want you guys to pay attention to how important that actually is. This unique gauge is solely dependent on how your other battle members perform. And if that unique gauge is full, it is absolutely imperative that you don't activate this Goku's main ability until he's the last man standing. Because if you do so, you're going to get so many effects, like so many buffs, that is going to make this unit pretty much become a nuke. That's the thing. And what I mean by that is, remember, when the unique gauge is full and this unit is last man standing, that means, again, you get minus 100 to enemy sustained damage cut, right, for 30 timer counts, but you still cut down their sustained damage cut effect by 100%, which pretty much means it's gone, right? And then on top of that, they can't switch, so they're locked in, and they can't vanish. On top of being able to nullify unfavorable element factors, and then you get the ultimate buff, and you also nullify endurance. So that means if, let's say, last man standing against a green unit, they're not safe. You pop your main ability, you become element neutral, and you deal massive damage with them being unable to vanish, with the exception, because I have to make sure I state this, with the exception of some units that have the ability to restore their vanishing gauge by outside means, like maybe popping a main ability, using a special skill, or maybe vanishing, or whatever the case may be. Like, taking all of that away, right, then they are pretty much left wide open for the ultimate, which means, again, with this unit, you want him to be last man standing, and you really want to make sure your unique gauge is full before you pop that main ability, because if you do, then you're pretty much set to land the ult, with some exceptions, right? And also another exception would be if you're up against a unit that has a main ability, and when they use their main ability is what I meant to say, and their main ability gives them an ultimate attack. That's another scenario that you might want to be careful of. But apart from that though, this unit is going to be absolutely insane. Now, I did say earlier that I can visualize this unit being on different teams, one of which is obviously Sun Family, but I'm actually curious to see how the kids tag would actually work this time around. Because I don't know if you guys realize this, but the kids tag actually has some units that they could utilize. I mean, the red pan still gets used to this day. We do have the purple Kid Goku from the Dragon Ball Saga campaign that we had last year. And then we now have Pan, right, who will fall under that tag as well, I'm pretty sure. And this Goku. So kids might actually like go crazy this time around, because you will have a unit that can become element neutral. You have what she also strips ki as well. I'm talking about the red pan, but you know, she can also like strip ki every time she gets hits. Like, you got 2 of them that have endurance, like a few of them that have ultimate attacks, one that nullifies endurance as well. It's gonna be interesting to see how that works, but I guess also in technicality that wouldn't also just be the kids tag, that would pretty much be Sun Family as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna work out. But I am actually excited to see how these units are going to perform, because they sound pretty good. And to top it all off, we're getting another LF unit for GT for this campaign as well, because they confirmed that in the reveals and stuff. So this is just the first LF unit for the campaign. So I'm really curious to see who the second one is going to be. But that is all the information concerning this reveals and stuff for the first few units we're getting for the GT campaign. But I do want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.